Hello everyone, this is my biography for the assignment of public speaking. On October 22, 1981, an important event took place in the capital of Iraq, Baghdad. It led to an increase in the population of the world. It was the born of the child that in 43 years later will deliver this speech. My first 7 years of a childhood well, during the first Gulf War, it was a very difficult years. Many young men died. 1 year before the end of the war, I was 6 years old and took my first, on 1987, I was 6 years old and took my first steps inside the elementary schools. 1 year later, it was the happiest day in the history of Iraq. On August 8, 1988, the ceasefire was declared and the war ended. People continued to celebrate and dance in the streets for several days. We thought that we turned the page on wars forever, but unfortunately, at the beginning of the 90s, we had a date with the Second Gulf War, after which we entered into very difficult conditions, the embargo. It was a very difficult economic conditions. Prices increased thousands of times, and everyone, even children, had to go out to work to provide for the family. Even hospitals were out of medicines. Some surgeries were performed without using anesthesia. We had to resew our old clothes so we can wear it again. At the end of 90s, the situation became improved a little. Food and medicine became available, and at this period I finished the high school and entered the College of Engineering. At the beginning of the 21st century, on 2003, the government in Iraq changed and the chaos spread throughout the country. This led to insecurity, business loss, and people unemployed. During this period, I graduated from the college and joined the rank of unemployed. This continued until 2006 when I found a job when I got a job as an engineer in the petroleum sector. Once I got the money in my hands, I looking for a wife and got married from my life partner, who will later be the mother of my 3 children. Then I got my first 2 childs. In the beginning of the second century of the second decade of the 21st century, I moved to a new house. And then I entered into a difficult situation. One of my family became ill and I was heavy in debt. Fortunately, this did not last long. The patient recovered and I could pay off my debts. At this period, I got my little lovely daughter. Then I traveled to many countries in Asia and Europe. Then at the beginning of the second century, one of my family, it was my father, he got ill and broken a bone. His injury was serious because of his age. Fortunately, finally he got under a successful surgery and recovered. Finally, the application for immigration was accepted and me and my family moved to the United States. As a conclusion, what I want to say through this biography is to emphasize the hope in the life. And remember always, there is after every night there is a day, and after every difficult there is an ease. Thank you for your listening.